this is something we like to do every day at Framingham. So at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we like to get every single wine that we make out and sit around and drink them all. And we'll do this tomorrow, the next day, the day after tomorrow.
This is our front Riesling, one of the oldest blocks on the estate, planted in the early 80s. We are naturally old, low-yielding vines here. These riverbed soils are quite free-draining, sort of old alluvial deposits. They largely influence the wines. That we're quite mineral and quite warm soils that allow us to sort of ripen things quite easily here. We do a lot of handwork in the vineyards, lots of hand pruning, hand leaf plucking, shoot thinning, just sort of, try not to cut any corners, really. We've always had quite an environmental focus on the way we manage our vineyards and the gardens. And this sort of philosophy goes into our vineyard management as well. We sort of take a fairly low impact. We avoid use of herbicides and systemic chemicals as much as we can. We plant flowers in the vineyard to encourage beneficial insects and things like that. We monitor a lot rather than just going out and spraying things. It means, I don't know, we're not as reliant on sort of chemicals. We're looking at other ways to improve disease resistance and tolerance, and every year it seems to be getting easier and easier. We're having less problems. Things are coming back into natural balances.
So we've made it into the white cellar. We have an array of different tanks to cater for all our different batches of wines that we put through the white cellar. So as you can see, we've got 5,000 litre tanks grading up to 20 and 10,000 litre tanks. Down the end we have an array of 1,300 litre tanks, and then all the way down to our 225 litre stainless steel barrels. This allows us to separate the different batches in terms of their different volumes and handle them accordingly.
We try to keep it reasonably simple, so everything that Anton said about crop management and diligent viticulture is absolutely the most important thing that gets done. We don't really go through picking a sequential ripeness. We just look for when we think the flavours are right, more importantly, the things that are going to bring good texture to the wine. The key for us to be able to make wines with a level of complexity and flavours that we do is small batch winemaking. And we try and break up the vineyard into as many small parcels as we can, which gives us heaps of options in terms of the flavours that we bring in, and also the textures and the treatments that we want to try and put into each individual batch. And the style for what we're trying to make, it can be best described as wines with a bit of New World purity and some Old World complexity, just to make them a little bit more interesting and keep them out of the mainstream.
Cheers. Cheers.